hello out there to everyone who believes the earth is round and climate change is real. This one's for you guys. All the executive orders that are being put into place. Now, mind you, these are executive orders, they are not laws yet. But these are the things they're trying to pass regarding environment. I actually think that the orange man hates the environment more than he even hates LGBTQ folks. So let's take a look at these. Executive Order 13990 is an executive order protecting public health and the environment and restoring science to tackle climate crisis. Revoked by Executive Order 14148. Executive Order 14096, revitalizing our nation's commitment to environmental justice for all. Environmental justice, clean water, clean air, clean for everybody. Rescinded in Executive Order 14148. So we don't care about that anymore, I guess. Executive Order 14154, unleashing American energy. This is drill baby drill that he was talking about. Drill for oil and other minerals. Gold, maybe? I know Mount Rushmore is native reservation area. Lots of gold there. But now we have executive orders looking for oil and other minerals. Could be any minerals. On federal lands and waters, including on the outer continental shelf. Federal lands. What are federal lands? Native American lands? Park systems, protection, environmental protection things. We don't care about those as long as we get some oil. America, we need oil. Removal of regulatory barriers to motor vehicle access by terminated state emissions and ending subsidies for people who purchase electric vehicles. So if you are trying to be earth savvy and green and want to get an electric vehicle, government doesn't care. They're not going to help you. They're trying to get you to purchase oil and gas vehicles because, well, we have oil tycoons that support Trump and we can't disappoint. We got to pay forward all that money, right? So, state emissions, we don't care. You can poison the planet as much as you want. Executive Order 14154, Section 3. So it's the same one, the Unleashing American Energy under Section 3. Identify and remove any burden regulations for the oil, gas, coal, and nuclear energy and mineral resources. We're removing any regulations that the company seems as burdensome for our oil refineries. Because let's think about what that means. That means regulations regarding oil, gas, coal, and nuclear energy. What regulations for nuclear energy would be necessary? What regulations for pipelines might be necessary? Are they burdensome to, the people who own stuff? Own the oil factories, the refineries? I'm sure they're incredibly burdensome. They don't want to hear about their oil pipelines leaking and poisoning your water. That's not their concern. Their concern is their bottom line, their dollar. Not you, not your water, not anything, not... Relaxing. Going on to the next one because we're not done. Section 4 under that same executive order is the revocation and revisions to regulatory actions, including, so they are either getting rid of or making serious revisions to federal regulation, tackling the climate crisis at home and abroad, the President's Council on Advisors of Science and Technology. We don't need science. Rebuilding and enhancing programs to resettle refugees and planning for the impact of climate change on migration. We don't care about our own people. We certainly don't care about people who are migrating here. The establishment of Climate Change Support Office. We don't believe in climate change anymore. All of these floods and hurricanes and fires and all this stuff that's happening, it's totally normal. Totally happens all the time. Has nothing to do with the ice caps melting or global. There's no global heat. We're good. No greenhouse effects. None of that. It's all just made up. But oil, Clean coal and oil. That's where we're going. I'm not saying we don't need oil, okay? I'm not saying that we do. Do we need to drill into federal lands for it and reserves? I just kind of feel like maybe we should consider things like climate change and safety protocols. I digress. Climate-related financial risk, getting rid of that. Strengthening American leadership in clean cars and trucks, getting rid of that. We don't want those. Clean energy industries and jobs through federal sustainability. We have no federal sustainability anymore, so we clearly got rid of that. Strengthening the nation's forests, communities, and local economies. We hate local economy. Clearly, we only want billionaires to do anything. Got rid of that. Executive Order 14082. We got rid of the implementation of energy infrastructure provisions and the Inflation Reduction Act. We got rid of vitalizing our nation's commitment to environmental justice for all, because we don't care about you. That's all these executive orders are saying to me. They don't care about us. They do not care if we are poisoned, dying, imprisoned, put to death. They do not care. We're still not done. Executive Order 14154, Section 5, the unleashing energy dominance through efficient permitting. Efficient permitting. So we're revoking to make things more efficient. We like that word, right? Efficient. Efficiency, yeah. Relating to protection and enhancement of environmental quality. We don't want that. Got rid of that. That was revoked. Facilitate the permitting and construction of pipelines regularly in the regions and of the nation that have lacked such development in recent years. Pipelines in areas that have not had any in the last few years, like the middle of our country where we have federally protected lands. That place. Section 7 of the same executive order, terminating the new Green Deal, immediately pausing funds for electric vehicle charging stations made available through the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula Program. So if you wanted an electric vehicle and we're waiting for like charging stations to pop up because, you know, it's great to have an electric vehicle, but if you can't charge it halfway down the road, you're not going to get very far. Well, they know that. So they're making sure that no more charging stations will be built. They do not want electric vehicles. They want oil. They want oil and gasoline so oil tycoons can bank out of this. And I'm cool with having like regular gas operated vehicles, but this is all about giving us options, right? Like you're stopping the American people from being limited and forced into making environmentally conscious decisions because that's stupid, I guess. But this is now stopping the availability of environmental vehicles from being effective because we don't have charging stations and you're not planning on building any new ones. So, drilling, Executive Order 14156, declaring a national energy emergency. This calls for Section 2, drilling oil on federal lands. Section 3 is expediting the delivery of the oil infrastructure. So what does that mean? It means we're going to drill on federal lands that were once protected, and we are now going to be building pipelines and refineries on those for those federal lands. So our beautiful park systems, our beautiful forest is now going to be oil refineries and pipelines. The administrator of the EPA shall provide prompt cooperation to the Secretary of the Army and to agencies in connection with the discharge of the responsibilities described into section. So it says in the paperwork of the executive order, and the EPA will cooperate with us. And I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. So finally, because of all this environmental stuff, we want to make sure we take down windmills, because windmills may have problems with the environment. Using wind energy is going to be ceased. The withdrawal, it's 90 FR 8363, the temporary withdrawal of all areas on the outer continental shelf from offshore wind leasing and review of federal government's leasing. They're cutting down the windmills. No more windmills. All coal and gas. America. Yay. Call your senators.